go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating.
Okay, Coach. Well, outside the steamy summer air, it'll wear you down, but we are inside 72-degree NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Houston Texans. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Got it.
Mike 55, Mike 55. Tackles.
A first carry for Leonard Fournette. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Good job, D.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
From the 27, Minshew. Wesco, the tight end, making the catch. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. So just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And Fournette trying to power his way forward, but I don't think he got there. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Well, so much for picking it up on the ground on 3rd down. 3rd play of the drive, and this defense showing strong early.
I wonder how much of that was scouting. I wonder how much of that was a gut feeling like, okay, let's just go ahead and sell out here and get after them, thinking they're going to run the football and stuff them early, because they've now set the tone. They've set a precedent right here. If you're going to try and run the ball against us, it could be hard going throughout this game.
Down. 90, Wolf.
59. He can't hang. He's not going to get me. Safe. SOS. Twist,
80 weapon.
Watch the twist. He's coming. Don't let it go.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Moss. Takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Pilot, 64, weak.
Check the backer.
Go.
Me. Check 59.
Rock it.
59.
On 2nd down now, it's Moss. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker.
Set, ready, 50, plant. Hey, wahoo!
59 Mike. Check, 59. Here we go, D. Hey, it's just
Hard.
From the gun on 3rd down, Herbert. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Taken in at the 22. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Jaguars go on offense. 1st down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3
and
and
now they
out.
have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. On second down, here's Fournette. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Came out in a power set, but that only served to put more men in the box. And guess what? If you're going to do that, you've got to win up front, right? Your offensive guys have got to beat the defenders. They lost all leverage on that play.
The Texans here on 3rd down, putting an extra defender in the secondary. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Set 70, Indy. Here we go. 22 jet bombers, 22 jet bombers. Shoot.
Minshew throwing on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. "51 yards on the punt there. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
On second down, it's Moss. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Check 37, check 37. Hey, check 24, check 24.
Looking to throw. Herbert nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sacked by Yannick Ngakoue, the former Maryland Terp.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet, leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have. He'll look to set up his blockers. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And out will come the offense as they take over. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Fournette running out of the gun. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Out of the gun is Minshew. Open man is Westbrook, complete. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. We're scoreless after 1.
On the double.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Minshew. The open man. Only 2 there on the dump off. It's 3rd down. The Jaguars on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun, Minshew to throw. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
On first down, Moss. And a productive gain out to the 14 after starting at the 7. It's a gain of 7.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3. Whip. Watch the whip. You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there. Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up.
Shoot.
On 2nd down now, it's Moss. And he'll lose yardage on this one back to the 13. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 3rd and 4.
Smooth.
Here we go. 59.
Protein spill. Let's go.
Back to throw. Herbert. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And he will bring this down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds.
Brings up 2nd and goal. At the 3.
They come out here in the I. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
What you got, baby? Give me some. Here we go. Shoot.
General West. Get.
Looking to throw it. Minshew. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Well, if this defense can hold him to a field goal here, what a win that would be.
Not just a win on the possession, but psychologically take over the ball game. But this started with 1st and goal, so they were in 4-down territory right from the beginning. I say you finish it off and go for the touchdown.
I got it. Check.
Now.
They'll go with a big bank Fournette. And he didn't get there. Knocked backwards to the 2-yard line. Leonard Fournette denied on 4th and goal. And his Texans defense comes up with a goal line stand. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. Moss, and he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 7-yard line.
No.
Switch. Shift. Hey, watch edge. Switch it. Come on, switch it. Hatch it.
Look at me, zipper.
On 2nd down, it's Moss. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run blocking abilities. And we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash, too.
On 1st down, Moss. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3.
Get in the weight room. Get in the weight room.
Ready?
2nd and 3. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 47, and they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
At the 47-yard line.
On the ready.
55. Right there in the middle. 55. Watch the run.
Now Minshew on 1st and 10. He's got Freeman here. It's complete. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. It's a gain of 7, and it'll be a 2nd down. 2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his 2nd week of the regular season. A pass complete here to Conley. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a 1st down. This quarterback now 5 out of 10, 50% throwing it. Not so hot, but he does have a 1st down.
You draw portrait.
Now Leonard Fournette. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 12.
Ready up.
At the 26-yard line.
Okay, just like that. Just like that.
They'll toss it to Fournette. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense. You're excited about hitting him in the first half? Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On 3rd down, Fournette. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to about the 19. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. And Lambeau will put this one through. And we have action on the scoreboard just before halftime. It's 3-0. Now, the drive ends in just 3, but they'll take it. Looks like they'll head to the locker room, barring something unfortunate, in front on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they may not be jumping up and down and celebrating because they have the lead, but still, any little momentum in a game like this is important to a team, and they'll feel real good about going in and regrouping, knowing that they are out in front.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
Hey, alert 3. Hey, zoom. Snap.
To throw again. Herbert. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Finding his way home for the sack that time, Taven Bryan. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. And the Jags, Charles, I think they're in the dime here.
Covering a lot of field.
Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. Finding room at the 30. He's got daylight. The 30. Touchdown, Houston. A big play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Texans have taken the lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. So we reach halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that. The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4.
Check, 59. Check 3. Joker. Hey, exit.
2nd and 4. And it's complete. It's Damian Williams. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 7 yards there and a first down.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Ready, ready.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10.
Rip right. Shift.
Hey. Ready.
They'll run it now out of the gun. A gain of 3, second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Tighten down. There you go. Watch the safety crease.
On second down now, Akers. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. A second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Ready, 30 base.
Mike is 59.
Hey, Alpha. Hey.
Motion.
Check nickel.
Tight dog.
Go. Shoot.
On third down, Herbert. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to fourth down. So it would appear they will not be able to add to their lead on this opening drive of the second half.
Yeah, if another touchdown was scored there, now we're talking about a 2-score game, and they're probably on their way of creating an excellent gap between them and their pursuers. But how about the defense there, able to step up and keep themselves in this one?
First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
We are seeing 2 really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
If there's any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels.
15, run. 59. Spin.
Minshew sets to throw. And that will be incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that. And thus far, they've been successful.
And it's fielded at the 34. A good return there, 17 yards. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a first and 10. Good starting field position for the Houston Texans here as they come up first and 10 right at the 50-yard line.
Check.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's got some space here. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down.
Under 10. Kill. Check 99.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Moss. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. The tackle made by Blake Martinez.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Slam.
On second down, Akers. And he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
Let's go. 60 Pittsburgh.
All right, D, let's go. All right, D. Check 52. Check 43. Sponge. No.
Alert flare.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on third. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
10-2 start.
On the draw, this will be Freeman. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well. Throwing on first down is Minshew. And he completes it to Westbrook. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, first down.
First down, Jaguars.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory. Down at the 33. Out of the gun, they give to Freeman. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
Not much happening there on first down. Didn't it? Closed fast.
From the 30 on second down, Minshew. Zach Pascal, the intended receiver, and it'll bring up third down. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. And now the third down throw incomplete as well. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. On 4th down, Minshew. That's to his running back, complete. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started, 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Now Minshew. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Bernardrick McKinney charging hard from that linebacker spot, and he drops him for a loss of 11. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Off play action, it's Minshew. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very...
Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And no return here. This one's going inside the 15 to the 12-yard line.
At their own 12-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
They'll keep it on the ground. Moss, and he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
And this is an absolutely defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here.
Check. Yes.
Slam. Wide. Get wide.
On 3rd down, it's Moss weaving through traffic, and now he's free. He's at the 40, past the 20. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. An 80-yard touchdown, and the Texans push further out in front. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead is now 17-3. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the...
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Gary and Conley. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory.
He's checking.
61, matchbox lights.
Switch. Check 26. Jam.
Let's go.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Mackenzie Alexander with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That is now seven interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off around the 27, and they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. When you're on your own 1-yard line like they were, oftentimes you're thinking just run on any down, get some space. There they elect to throw it. It cost them.
You get the sense that they were banking on the element of surprise, right? Everyone expects you to run it there. Let's take a shot. Let's throw it, try and create some space, some room, and it went awry, didn't it?
That's the way. Hey, seam 6. Seam 6.
Check 3. Slam. Check 50. Check 50.
Back. Gone. Get it.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. It's complete to Fuller. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. 23 yards on the play.
First and goal at the 4-yard line.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is first and goal.
Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Shift. Hey, switch gears. Shift.
Fine.
And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. From 4 yards out. And the Texans use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
To throw on 2nd and 10, Minshew. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a 1st down.
And the Jaguar 1st down.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
They will come up on a 1st and 5 following the encroachment penalty.
Let's go, D.
It'll be Minshew again. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
For a rookie first-rounder, he's made a huge impact on this defense, but that tells me that they had a plan for him when they drafted him. Just turn him loose, do what you do best, go get the quarterback.
Give him 2 yards that time, and it's going to leave him with a 3rd and 11 situation. So Houston going to come away here with the victory, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for the Texans, they at least get the win here to earn a split of their first 2 home games. And they will hit the road next week to take on the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against Jacksonville. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.